What if we realized that God's presence wasn't restricted to here or here? Imagine if we knew for sure that God's presence was available here and here and here and here and here. It would change the way we see the world. Instead of seeing the church as the only place where we might encounter the holy, we could see the entire world as a place where the holy is already present, waiting for us to perceive its glory and its goodness. This isn't just the capital, it's a place where God is present. This isn't just Washington Heights Elementary School. This is a place where the holy can be encountered. Suddenly, everywhere can be church. Everywhere can be a place where God has shown up. Everywhere can be a place where we encounter the holy. This is what the Christmas story is all about, that God shows up. Jesus wasn't born in some palace or some temple. He was born in an ordinary place. Imagine if we could convince ourselves that God still shows up in these ordinary places. It would change the way we see the world. What if we realized that the spark of the divine, that God's holiness was available not just in the people that we love, but in all people? It would change the way we see the world. Instead of seeing enemies, we would see spiritual brothers and sisters. Instead of seeing rich or poor, we would see brothers and sisters. Instead of seeing people for their faults, we would be forced to use the term that I learned in India, namaste. Namaste, which means the holiness in me bows to the holiness in you. The holiness in me bows to the holiness in you. Because everyone has the fingerprint and the DNA of our loving Creator in them. This is what the Christmas story is all about, that Jesus, the Word, became flesh. That Jesus, the full amount of God that could fit in human form, walks here among us. That Jesus, before acknowledging anything about anyone else, first acknowledges their humanity and the fingerprint of God's glorious creation in and through each person. It would change the way we see the world. What if we realized that God was not only present in the old days, but also present in the future? It would change the way we see the world. Instead of believing that our best days are behind us, we would confidently know that our best days are ahead of us. Instead of believing that God was, we could know with confidence that God is and God will be. This is what the Christmas story is all about, that Jesus, the long-awaited Messiah, the hope of all, comes here and walks among us. That Jesus, the hope of all previous generations, would be the hope of all future generations. It changes the way we see the world. And so, of course, what if church was less about what happened on Sunday morning and more about what happened Monday through Saturday? It would change the way we see the world. This is what the Christmas story is all about. That God, who was once far away, is now very near. That God, who was once abstract, is now one of us. We don't have to imagine it. We don't have to what if it, because God has been present in the past and will be present in the future. We don't have to what if it, because God's fingerprint truly is on and in and through every single person on earth. We don't have to what if it, because there is literally no place on earth that we can create or be a part of where God's presence is not. Nowhere. And so let's not what if the idea that church is more than what happens on Sunday morning, because it is. You are the church. You are the hands and feet of Jesus Christ in this world. You are the embodiment of Advent and of Christmas. You are hope. You are joy. You are peace. You are love, because God has chosen to become one of us. Oh come, oh come, oh come, let us adore him. Let us adore him. Merry Christmas, friends. Merry Christmas, friends.
Merry Christmas indeed. I am so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you chose to spend a part of Christmas Eve night with us celebrating the coming of Jesus. My name is Jason Schwartzman. I get to be the pastor of this great church, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here tonight and to celebrate Christmas with you. My notes here say in big bold letters, say good evening, don't say good morning. So good evening and Merry Christmas. Our hope is fulfilled on this night. Our hope, the hope that we celebrate this evening, our hope has inspired literally trillions of acts of kindness, trillions of acts of generosity. That's what our hope has done. That's what the birth of Christ has done. It has built hospitals and schools all around the world. It has inspired people to be kind. It has inspired people to seek justice. That's what our hope has done. It has given us our purpose. And so we celebrate that this evening, and I'm so glad that you chose to celebrate it with us. Now, I know that you are used to having a say in the world in which you live. And I also know that we've kind of lost that. We kind of lost that memo in church. I'm just kidding. So, at the appointed time, you're going to need your cell phone because there's going to be we're going to have two practice polls first, and then we're going to later on. I'll tell you when to vote for the hymn that we want to sing next. And we're back. Welcome back, online folks. You're used to having a say in the world in which you live. And I think that's a really good thing. I think it's a great thing that we have a say in the world in which we live. And I want to encourage you and say to you that yes,